Hello, this is Cheyenne, loving warrior for Christ. I feel led by the Holy Spirit to share something with y'all. I've had this memory before. I mean, it's not something that I totally forgot about, but for some reason today it popped into my head and I feel led to share it with y'all. So I'm going to do that. A long time ago, before I was a watchman on the wall, I was on a big truck traveling all over the world with my ex, and we saw a lot of things out there on the highways, and you know, it was fun, but it's also very stressful being out there on that road. You know, we slept at truck stops and we ate at truck stops and, you know, at fast food joints and stuff like that. I would get sick and tired of eating truck stop food, and so I'd ask if we'd go to a fast food restaurant. And this one time we stopped and we went into this fast food place. I don't remember what fast food restaurant it was or what state we were in, but we went in and I immediately noticed that there was this man that was really dressed really nice, like overly dressed to be in this this fast food restaurant. You know, everybody else is wearing casual clothes, but he had a briefcase, and he had this very uplifting, kind of overly happy type attitude that was with him. It's hard to explain, but he kind of stood out. And we saw him talking to people and stuff, and we kind of just try to mind our own business and, you know, just order our food and sit down and eat. When we were about to leave, that man was done talking to the people that he was talking to, and he comes over to where we are, and he sits down at our table, and he brings out this contract, a long contract, and he's talking to us and asking us if we want the American dream, if we want a nice house and a car, and all of our bills, you know, being taken care of, and, you know, pretty much living it up, you know, living a great life. And all we had to do is work for him. And we asked what kind of work was required, and he was not giving us an answer, a straight answer about what kind of work we would be doing. He was saying you would be called with assignments, and we were like, what kind of assignments? And he wouldn't answer any of these questions. Like he was, we didn't know what he was talking about, and it didn't feel right. It was like, it almost sounded too good to be true, you know? And we kept on asking questions about, you know, how is this possible? How would you be paying all of our bills and giving us a great place to live, and our car payments will be paid? You know, how is this all possible? And he said, he was telling us it is possible. All you have to do is sign on this line saying that you'll work for us, and you'll take the assignments when they're given to you. And we were, you know, like puzzled still, like, what assignments are you talking about? You know, and he still would not give us an example of what he's talking about. So we didn't feel right about it, and we thought it was crazy, and we told him never, you know, we didn't want to give him our information. We didn't want to give him our names, our phone number, our social security number. We didn't want to give him any of that information. We thought he was some kind of con artist, you know. We didn't know what to think about it. So we walked away from him thinking that he was a crazy man. But he was asking a lot of other people in that same fast food restaurant, not just us. Okay, so later, I mean, this is just my thoughts now, but later I started looking around at all these people that lived in rich houses, you know, really expensive houses. Some people younger than, you know, 20. Some of them, or what I'm saying is some people as young as 20, and some people as old as, you know, 70. You know, so there's all different ages living in these fancy houses with fancy cars, and especially in small towns. And I was thinking to myself, how do all these people afford to live in such, you know, beautiful homes, you know, because it only takes a little bit to mess up your credit in order, you know what I mean? If you mess up your credit, then you can't, they won't give you loans or anything like that. And from my experience, it's really hard to get a co-signer. And I see all these young people, old people that are living in these fancy houses, and I'm just like kind of puzzled, because in small towns there's not a lot of job opportunities, but they sure do have a lot of people living in fancy houses. And I started wondering if that's what they were doing, is working for that type of person that had offered us an opportunity to have a nice house, car, and everything paid for. All we had to do is sign on the dotted line and do assignments, and I started wondering if that's what these people are doing, and that's why they live in such nice houses. But I know not everyone, would be doing stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's people out there who got their house and their cars and everything they own fair and square. So I don't believe everyone who lives in a fancy house is crooked and working for some agency, doing under the carpet kind of work. I don't really believe that, but I just wanted to make sure that I said that so y'all don't get the wrong idea. But I do think that there might be something like that going on, because it was offered to me and I turned it down. And I just want to know if anyone else out there has ever had some stranger come up and ask them the same thing, like offering you some contract to sign, telling you that you could have, anything your heart desire, plus you got to do some kind of like assignments but they won't tell you what they are until you're assigned it. Has anyone else been offered that before? I'd really like to know. During this time, it was pretty peaceful back then. It wasn't like it is right now, where you hear a lot about mass shootings or terrorist attacks or anything like that. It was pretty much, I mean, there was some in the past. I mean, we've always had them, but they were always stretched out like real far, many years in between. But nowadays it seems like they have one every other month or something, But it was in a pretty peaceful time when this was offered to us. And so I started wondering if the assignments, I mean, I don't know for sure because the man never told us, but I started wondering, was the assignments to be like a crisis actor, or was the assignment to be the gunman of one of these shootings, or a protester at a like some kind of protesting thing? I don't know, but I just been thinking about it and wondering about it, and just wanted to share this with y'all and share my thoughts on it. It's like signing a contract with Satan, That's what it seemed like. But I don't know. I just wanted to share this with y'all. And God bless you all. And I love you.